Okay, I'm opening the Open Space Committee meeting on February 11th, 2019, and we're being videoed. Okay, do you want to review the minutes from the last meeting, January 14th, 2019? Can I read them over?
I don't see any changes.
Yeah.
And I was worried about getting that wording right about wanting to write a letter. So hopefully that's correct.
All right, everybody's happy with the meeting, with the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all right, we've accepted minutes. All right. All right, Lisa and I were gonna write the letter. I don't know if she got to it, wrote any drafts up or anything, but I did write this letter. I think I sent it, did I send it to, no, I sent it to Lisa to look it over, and she hasn't gotten back to me, so maybe we'll wait with this because it's more of her issue. It's basically saying, you know, I'll read it to you. We are writing this letter in regard to the recent submittal of a property on Chapter 61 owned by the estate of Alice Chase and submitted by Paul Chase. As you know, this is the fourth time that he has carved off lots from the total acreage as of now around 175 acres. All contiguous except for on two sides of the street. The purpose of Chapter 61 is to give the town a break as we did for them. If Mr. Chase had taken the whole area that he obviously plans to sell eventually, the town may have taken out the whole area. Eventually, the town may have been interested in a larger than 6-acre piece. The property still owned by the Chases backs up to a wetland pond with much diversity. We know we were just an advisory committee and our opt-out to make a recommendation at the last transaction had little meaning. However, we would like to protest the abuse of the law by the way Paul Chase is just selling off lots. Lisa can back it up.
I think you got the point across.
Yes. And I sent it to her, so she can tweak it as she sees it.
So if we don't make any recommendation, then what happens? Does the board of selectmen just decide on their own, or?
Right, it goes to the various boards,
Yeah.
conservation, selectmen, and all
Oh.
that. And, yeah, we found out one time that we were just an advisory board, because basically the way that they had done it was kind of bogus through the lawyers and stuff like that, and the dates weren't right, everything wasn't even really spelled out right. So we didn't vote on it.
Yeah.
And so instead, I went before the Board of Selectmen and said that it was, it wasn't presented correctly, and it wasn't whether we wanted it or not, it just needed to be. And they said, it's only like an acre, we don't really care, just let it go. And they were like, you're just an advisory committee anyway. And on the way out the door, Cliff Van Reed said to me, better luck next time.
Well, clearly
So-
not, because if we're just an advisory board committee, we're never gonna have that impact then.
But we
So
have
next
come
time.
up with good ideas, like there was a huge lot up on, Northwest Maine that we saved. We sold the house lots on the street and have tons of land behind, so we have made good recommendations in the past, so I'm not stupid.
Oh boy.
But, yeah, kind of put us in place. So, anyway, but, I did sketch out what property was left for the Chases, and maybe when we do show send that, we could illustrate that there's still a lot of backland abutting the pond and everything for sale, or not for sale, but still a lot of land. Maybe we could contact him and ask him. It abuts a lot of other land that it's very wet and people haven't figured out what to do, like, Itopa Farm and those areas down there, so. All right. So, yeah, Becky and I took a hike around the high school one day.
Okay, we didn't get lost.
No, she brought her compass. I'm like, really, you want to cut through these laurels?
We did. So we actually parked on 16 and walked in here, then we literally cut cross lots to, and we came up pretty good.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is like right where I
Yeah.
wanted to come out. I was like so impressed with myself.
These are
So I did
trails.
GPS, and so that's
Okay.
kind of what
Oh,
we
okay.
did.
Yep.
So that's what we did in the yellow. And then we walked up to here and found this trail up in here, which I hadn't even noticed before. So that was a quick GPS, and it actually kept continuing
Started
on
here.
over here, and I don't know where that came out.
Down to here.
This
is
I just
where
drew
the
in as a
border, she's-
possibility of,
she knows these
Mhm.
people.
making a
Oh,
connector
okay.
to
Yeah.
utilize more of the land that the town owns up this way.
Here.
So, but then that would, and
Oh,
then
I know,
this is
came
the
down
one that
here,
goes
and
out
this
to
is
Martin.
Monroe Street.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
No,
what we need a
yeah,
bridge.
No, Martin
this-
Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Bridge
is
that we need right there, so.
depot, we're right
Pick up-
here.
Yeah,
And
we make
there's
this, you know, a small loop.
this
or
trail
how
that
big
we
a loop
own.
They wanted to do.
It's part of the
or
small
this way.
property.
So about.
And it actually crosses this little
Many
bridge.
houses.
Right, the one that's
I haven't
broken,
figured
right?
that all
Yeah.
out yet.
Have you seen that before?
I think she showed us photos
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually two bridges in there, but that one is.
That's cool.
So,
That's good.
Anyway, so yeah, our next step is, I guess we're gonna be on the agenda for the, I
School
tried to get
committee.
on the agenda for the February meeting for the school committee.
what was that day?
And it was too full, jam-packed. So I sent him a letter with everything, explaining what we wanted to do, and this picture right here. It said, you know, the pink ones are the existing trails, green ones are existing right away going out to Martin, and then the yellows, you know, possible connectors that we would like to make. So at least they have it ahead of time to
Right.
research
All
it.
right, that's a good idea. Yeah, I talked to Mr. Maines, the superintendent, for
Mhm.
about 15 minutes one day.
Yeah.
He was very interested.
Oh.
He said the only thing he knows about is the cross-country trail. And, but an issue that they have had is hunting.
So it's a
And-
no hunting zone.
I don't know,
No,
it's,
I don't, it's not land, it's not posted out there,
Yeah.
so I would say,
but that's only a small part of the year.
yep.
Although it is the majority of cross-country season, probably.
People really want
Part
to
of
go
cross-country.
hunting here, though?
I
mean,
think
you
the major
it's
thing
more
would be
developed.
probably deer hunting.
Right.
Because we saw that deer stand in there. So
Mhm.
that's
That's
deer
right,
stand
yeah.
in there,
That's
Oh.
yeah. So
Right on the
that would be,
Mhm.
archery season, I don't think I would worry too much about.
True.
Shotgun season's 2 weeks, and then muzzle loaders,
And this is all
couple, 3 weeks.
December, you know.
Yeah, in
Now,
December.
They're probably done by then,
That's in December, so
Yeah.
December 31st, it's,
so it would be
Done.
mostly archery, it's true.
yeah, archery starts October.
Through Thanksgiving.
So I don't think there's been an issue with anyone,
Mm-hmm.
with the kids running out there or anything like that.
Right. But maybe the wider trails would be, but, you know, if they're not gonna use them for that, then the kids aren't gonna run on them or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, he thought they were beautiful out there,
Yep.
so, yeah, he wasn't sure whether they had jurisdiction over it or not,
Oh, boy.
so maybe the school committee, I'm like,
Well, when I sent the
Town.
email to the school committee, I copied Kevin Morris, chairman of the Board of Selectmen, because I forgot my other email where I was asking Matthew,
Moshe.
yes, I was asking him
Town administrator.
who's got jurisdiction. And he said as far as he knew, in researching it, he thought it was the school committee, because he goes, they're the ones that applied for the cross-country trail up in there, and I'm like, well, if they applied for it, who did they ask for it?
Yeah.
They weren't in charge of it. I'm like, I'm gonna copy Kevin on this,
Mhm, mhm.
just to get,
Someone's in charge of it.
to get him in the loop. It's
Yeah.
town property, I honestly think that's gonna fall under the Board of Selectmen.
Mhm.
And if there's anything with, wetlands
Yeah, I
area, it
wouldn't
would be
think
the
the
Conservation
school-
Commission,
yeah.
Is there wetlands? Do we know about?
Well, if we
Was
wanna
this
put that bridge in,
Mm-hmm.
that's a definite,
Pond conservation.
yep, that's gonna have to go before then.
Okay.
There's no issue with any wetland, definitely nothing over here on this trail, and I don't think
Well, this
anything
looks
up
like
here
a
either.
depression. I mean, like a swamp.
It is, it's like a
Yeah.
pond right
It's
there.
not a wetland.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
and there's a big stream right here.
Oh, so that's like.
It's,
That's where
it's
the
the name of
bridge
a
is.
brook, there's a
Oh.
brook that goes all the way through
It's the
here.
pond on one side and then the brook on the other, and then this big gaping,
Oh.
which she said was better to have maybe a box culvert or something
Oh.
instead of a bridge, you know. Then it wouldn't continue to erode.
Bridges are usually better for, like, culverts and roads.
Yeah.
They're not good for fish passage.
Open space, open, three-sided culvert.
Oh, so like a little bridge.
Well, no, a three-sided culvert would be, the bottom's open,
Yeah.
and then concrete concrete this way. So you're just filling with riprap on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you
I'll be
know,
looking into it to see what the costs are and what the recommendations are and
yeah.
one thing or another. I had tossed this out to a friend of mine that owns Conservation Works, and they lay out trails and set up things like that for
Mhm.
whoever wants to hire them, and showed him pictures of where that bridge has to go. And he played around of drawing up a bridge. He goes, well, you need to do something to stabilize the bank, you know, something like those big concrete blocks, the 4x2 whatever.
Mhm.
Put some of those in there, maybe use some of those big rocks to shore up on the sides, do a sidewall, and then just build your bridge on top of that. So he actually, he wasn't feeling good. He goes, I'm saying all day, so he sent me a drawing. But I'm like, okay, Dick, thank you.
You probably need like a PE to stamp the design, like a bridge.
Yep.
You find a PE.
And there's gonna be a lot of materials around too. I mean, when I go past on my road, there's an area that used to be owned by private people, and now they gave it to the state. And there's all these, they're as long as this table, about this wide, half the table, this thick of cement slabs
Mhm.
from something
Probably
or
left
other.
over.
Yep.
What was it from?
Like it's probably just left over,
Yeah.
maybe some drainage project.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But, I mean, and maybe the highway department has things like that, and also, so we need to
Or
get in
steel
touch with the
I-beams.
recreation department.
Or steel I-beams or anything like that, that
Mhm.
could be used as,
Better than the ladder on the other one.
I bet Bill would know, like Bill would probably have expertise on this. It was just a little trail bridge.
Mhm. But, so I found out who was on the recreation commission, and it's Tim Bonin was on it. Now it's Ryan Hogan just got voted to be the chair. So I emailed him, and their meeting was that night.
What's his name?
Ryan Hogan, Hogan.
so he's on the Recreation Commission, right?
Yeah, he's the chair now. And John Furno's on it, and I think Tim Bonin might still be on it. But he said, yeah, you know, I mentioned what we were talking about and stuff like that, and he said their next meeting is the 4th of March.
Mhm.
So, I don't know who, you know, do we want to go in force to both of them? A couple of people from our committee should probably go.
Yeah, project that we're looking
Yep.
to get going and
Yep.
have everybody on
And
board.
we would like, with the rec commission, would be more about questionnaires and stuff like that. So, yeah, I emailed the rest of you my little blown down version,
Talk
bastardized
about that when we
version.
come up to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
But,
Yeah, I was hoping to get some of this going further, because I was telling Sue that I found a grant, the North
Yeah.
Face Company.
oh, really?
And I think that deadline on that is April 1st, and I'm thinking we're not gonna be able to,
Yeah. It doesn't open till the 25th of February.
I know it's still
That's-
closed on April 1st. I don't think we'll have enough time to get
Oh,
everybody
the
on
meetings.
board.
Yeah.
Oh, the
do all
other
these meetings and then
commissions.
Yeah.
get a proposal together of like, you know,
With
get somebody
prices
in here,
and-
like, yeah, what would it
yeah.
cost to get a bridge in, to get this trail established and laid out where it needs to be, and same with this, and,
Mhm.
do we need to get this surveyed?
Mm.
There's a lot of
Mhm.
stuff
Right,
to
yeah.
pull together. And that'll be in phases, and when we took a walk, we did notice that by this bridge area, it actually was surveyed there.
Oh.
So we didn't cross the water to see if it was surveyed, because I don't know what they're doing on this piece of property to see, because it was surveyed was a stone wall here
Mhm.
someplace, so it was surveyed down here, and we could see some survey marks here, but we don't know if the survey line went all the way down to the street. And I just
Interesting.
haven't thought about driving around to
Yeah,
the street to take a look at that
I'm
to
gonna do
see.
that, I just put that on my list.
Okay, let's see if the flags went all the way down. If it's surveyed on one side, so I would say, looking at the assessor's maps, if it's a 15-foot wide right of way, just that far side of the tape, just come 15 feet this way.
Yeah.
That would be easy.
I got a tape at home.
Yeah. I'm just kinda curious if it's on that little road that goes all the way back there or not. But we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen it, but yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so school committee meeting. Is the March 6th.
I'll
7
definitely
p.m.
go to that one.
And it's 7 to 10, so we should find out when we are on the agenda, because sometimes
Oh,
it might
yeah,
be
I won't be
10.
sitting there till.
Yeah, yeah, they often put you at the bottom. Or if it's, for us, we usually get rid of them.
Put them on
And
first, so
we
I can
flush
go
them out,
right.
yeah.
Quite.
Then before we get to our gossip. All right, I don't know, 3-6. Yep, I can come. You wanna come, Kate? And then, yeah, okay. All right, the next one's the questionnaire.
Yeah.
I say it silently so the cameras can't hear.
This is like the one you wrote?
Did you see the one that Becky?
I like
Well, mine was a
briefly-
lot of options and
Mhm.
stuff to ideas. And I looked at
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
And you looked
This
at
is
other
easy to
ones.
find one in the middle. I think
Yeah,
this is too
exact,
wide.
oh, absolutely.
Okay, I looked
I
at some.
agree with that. I know, and that's why I said I don't,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't mean that.
All right, so we can just play with this, use this as a basis and flesh it out and try to consolidate what I was kind of looking for information to
Mhm. Beef
make
it,
it so it's not that long, but something.
right, something
doable.
that, yeah, because we wanted to, we don't want people to be baffled by all the
Yeah.
Yeah.
total information, but to boil it
Yeah.
down, but, yeah, and it, yeah. So, do we want to do it now, or we do it on our own and come back with it, or?
Wait, what's the question?
It's the questionnaires, like,
Wait, yeah, so we have like two versions pretty much.
Yeah. this, Becky did a lot of work and came out with pages of suggestions
Mhm.
there. And, I sort of boiled them down to a small paste.
Yeah, she did a nice demi-glaze.
Yes. Drip it on the top, all 4 drops. No, there's 10.
So you think you can find one that's kind of in the middle?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for information.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm looking for a little bit more information about people, what they're looking for or what they like to do.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I think it's important to know like what people are interested in.
Which 3 touches barely on, so 3 should be beefed up then, right? Which is what, where, and with what frequencies are your personal uses of town areas and programs?
well, I have no problem with just sitting down some evening at home and going, with my original one and
Mhm.
just
Right,
consolidating
okay.
it down and see what we've got.
Yeah, and I don't mind
Tossing
looking
out.
at it again and putting more
Yeah, I didn't
emphasis
have
on
a
it.
chance to look at it, so
Yeah.
we will need to do that
All right, so
before.
look over.
We'll try to do that before the 4th.
I mean, we could get together for another working meeting too,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
it seems a lot easier to deal with
Yeah.
stuff then, especially.
Definitely makes it go more smoothly.
Yeah. I'd light a fire in my back room again, I don't know what I'll cook.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right, and it was gluten-free.
Yeah, that was good.
Does your fiance know you're gluten-free?
Oh, yeah, I've been together a long time.
I think, we could tweak it and then write it out and send it to each other to visualize, and then if we
Mhm.
wanna get together, or even bring them up to the next meeting or whatever.
So do we want to bring this to
Email.
recreation? Or do we just want to
That would be nice
bring
if
our
we had the
proposal?
final, idea of a questionnaire to
To
throw
bring to
at
them,
them.
yep.
Yeah, okay.
We have the old ones, but they're, that's not much going on with those anymore. Tweak.
Yeah, we can all kind of like look at it online, like, and then write in suggestions.
Or do your own and, when she comes up with another one.
Yeah, and then like combine it when we're at the end.
So, bring to Rick. So, the Recreation Committee, commission meeting is 4th, that's Monday.
So it's like 3 weeks.
Yep. It's today. Yep. 3 weeks from today, yep. School committee and
May 6th.
Rec committee. I could go again.
Back to you about the school one.
Hmm?
I'm having a small operation, so I'm trying to remember if it was the 6th or the 7th.
Oh no.
If it's the 6th, I won't be there. Even if it's the 7th, I might not be there.
Yikes.
Yeah, because you'll be starving yourself. Yeah. All right, so I'll say school committee, Sue and whoever.
I'll check on
I
that
can
when I get
make
home.
Yep.
either of those.
You could go to one or the other?
Mhm.
Okay.
Preferably not both, but I could
Yeah. So you want to do the school?
whichever, yeah, sure.
Figure out the whatever. All right, so website and minute recording, we got that down. Did you pick a password?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I think I can get into it
Yeah,
now that you're not banned as a user.
Bad day.
So
They must-
You actually have, each town committee updates their own section of the website?
Apparently.
We never have. I mean, Fred was on the
Really?
committee for ages and we always wanted him to, but he never got to it.
Well, I think it's like a bulletin board,
Mhm.
so I think the public can look at this website and just see any commission's minutes that they want.
Yeah,
And I guess we
great.
just didn't know that you were supposed to do that.
Plus, I mean, when I look
I
at them.
have looked in there before and it's a little sparse. Some committees are, have everything filled in and others.
Mhm.
Is there like a
That-
spot for open
That
space and it's just
forum is
empty,
definitely
or?
seems to be underused. I guess.
There was one
It's
that,
been a
yeah.
while since I looked on it.
The old one had,
Yeah,
the
it's-
officers
isn't it all
and
new now, though?
stuff from 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on that
Yeah.
list. I don't even think Katie Grace is on that
Yeah.
list. It's a while.
Yeah, it would be good to.
Yeah, I think I can figure out the website, so I'll do that sometime soon.
Good
Good
job.
to know.
And then you'll let me know and let Sue know how to.
Did anyone go to the visionary meeting in Uxbridge?
Oh, did that already happen? Oh, that was the 24th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I totally, yeah, that sounded interesting.
It was different, I'll tell you.
Really?
I was there
That was loud.
got there 5 minutes late. There was no evidence, a bunch of people milling right in the front hallway. And I was looking for like this little sign to tell me where to go or whatever, and I think Lisa had said Conservation Commission or whatever on the left. So I looked in there and there was a couple people sitting around a table like this. And then So I went over to like the selectman's office and I walked up there was a sign to go up there. So I walked up there and I looked in and then I realized all these people milling are following me. And they're about to start a selectmen's meeting, you know?
Ooh.
And it was supposed to start at 6 in the selectman's office, and I got there at 6:30. And so I didn't realize it was at 6. So then I, got out of the way for the selectmen to go into their office, and I walked down into the Conservation Commission, or the Open Space Committee meeting. I assumed it was what it was. So it just seemed like a regular meeting, so I just pulled up on a chair over there and listened for a while. And then I realized when they said to the couple of people sitting opposite them, "Do you know what the SNET is?" And they were like, "No." And I'm like, these guys are worse than we are, you know?
No.
But that's what it was the students from Clark were there to help them out, try to figure something out, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
there's like 5 people here, I don't think this is really anything going on. I said, nobody else I know is here, and so I just bailed.
Okay.
I was like, they don't even know what the SNET is, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Do you mean like the people on the committee didn't know?
No, I think it was the Clark students that were there
The
to help
students-
them out.
But, okay, so
But-
students knew.
How much are they gonna help them out if we have to teach them
Oh, I don't know.
about, what's going on or whatever,
Well,
so.
if they're Clark students in Worcester, then maybe they're not familiar with.
So
They
what were
have-
they supposed to be doing?
I don't know, I went to
Confused
Clark
about
for a
that.
while too. It's a good school. They have the second best geography school in the country. All about remote sensing and stuff like that, so it's cool. They do have land-based ideas, so.
Okay.
All right, so, that was
I guess
that.
I don't regret missing it then.
Yeah, it's worth it. So, are we thinking of a spring cleanup this year? I think we were hoping that maybe the schools would do a good job with it again, like last year.
Yeah, they really did. So do we
But
know
that was
who-
just a
who
kid's
organized it?
project, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They've graduated.
Right.
Well, last year, didn't we kind of like team up with the school? Or like,
Well, somewhat, I mean, because we realized that we were having it on the same weekend as them. Yeah. We were on Saturday, they were on Sunday or something like that, so we were,
That's right.
yeah, tried to sort of tell them where we were cleaning up and they could tell us where they were cleaning up, and they had it was a concert and everything at the high school and food and everything afterward.
oh.
Much better than ours. But, so, well, I guess when we're in the school committee, we could ask about if there's any.
I mean, you might as well make it like a team effort. Like if they want to do a
Right.
cleanup and we
This-
want to do a cleanup, just
right.
make like one big.
It's silly to do two.
Yeah.
And, there's plenty of kids up there that need to get
Yes.
credit for all that stuff, so.
Yeah, that's a good idea. At the school committee meeting, we can like bring that up and see if the
Mhm.
school has one planned.
Alright. So you don't think I've never written a grant before, they're cumbersome, huh?
Depends.
They probably
Some
want
are,
to
some
know
aren't.
like the total cost of your projects before
Right,
they
and-
agree to give you money.
This one was was it a matching? It had to be only, a grant only to a 501c3,
Yep.
which is not the town, right?
Correct. I wasn't so worried about that because I could always put that under the auspices of Bay State.
Right, and I also thought Lisa's the head of the
Yeah.
Metacomet Land Trust, so those are
Yeah.
both true.
What is 501c3?
It's a nonprofit.
Tax exempt. I should say, yeah, nonprofit.
Oh, so it has to be some kind of like organization that's putting this on.
Or requesting the funds.
Through it, yeah.
Okay.
They have guidelines of what the grant applications are, who can accept them, or who can apply for them, let's put it that way,
Okay.
and what they can be used for. But there was a fair amount that was available. the money on this one.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, we could use that.
Yeah.
I earmark all these to put aside, so as things come along, we'll take them as we can use them.
Yeah. Yeah. for
Was it,
different-
was it worth it, I guess, to try to look into, like, that proposal before the school commission, or do you think, like, it's not even worth the time, because we wanna see what the school commission says?
I think we need to wait to see what the school commission says. If, once we have everybody on board, then the legwork starts about what we need
Putting it all
to
together,
pull
yeah.
together
Right.
for this, what the project is gonna entail. Do we wanna get someone like Conservation Works to have them just come in and lay out this trail here and lay out that trail there and
Mhm.
see what their proposal is and, estimates for what it would cost to get a bridge put in.
Yeah.
Then once you have all of that, a proposal on what it would be cost, and then you start pursuing
Right.
grants and stuff like that.
You know what, Maine's also said, I forgot to say, that they would love to start a community garden up there.
Ooh.
And then, you know, the kids would start it, and then, like, other people would maintain it over the summer when they're not there.
Yeah, it's always a
Feed-
fun thing to try to do.
Yeah, yeah,
It
exactly.
depending on where they wanna start it. You
That
talking
whole
about the
field?
deer?
Hmm?
Oh, deer?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm laughing about because,
And we'll need more
oh, the
hunters up
dear
there.
are gonna love that.
Yeah.
Unless
Oh
they-
dear, we could say that's a
unless they
great
fe- Unless they
idea.
fence that in.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they can
Fence
put up
it.
a little fence or something.
Yeah, it would have to be fenced in, or that's up there high enough, they could do solar, electric,
Yeah.
electric fencing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good idea, but they're gonna have to,
yeah.
because there was a lot of deer droppings when I walked through that field.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and probably all the good stuff's been scraped off the top of that. It's real earth.
Yeah, where would they put it?
They would probably want to put it closer to the school than that
Yeah.
field anyway. You know, probably
I
want to
would
do
think
raised
that's a
beds
little
with the
yeah.
dance.
Yeah, they
A little
can-
hike through. I mean, actually, what's closer is where we came in on 16, so
Mhm.
this little path here is not that far away from here.
Right.
So, if they did something here, where we first walked in
Mhm.
that first open field,
It's a huge field.
it
yeah.
would be better than them traipsing up this hill to try to get up to that one.
Oh, that's right, the other field.
Yep. That's where I saw all the deer sign and everything up
Yeah.
here. But I'm sure they would go down there too.
Yeah. I smell yummy vegetables. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fewer deer in our yard.
But hey, that's something to, you got the property to take a look
Right,
at.
but like we said, who's gonna be the one that picks the vegetable, that weeds the garden and picks the vegetable after
kids.
June,
A lot of
whatever.
schools try to start that and then, yeah.
Summer
Falls
camp,
apart.
maybe if they have like a summer camp, they can, those kids do it. Like build it into the camp program.
Mm.
And doesn't Douglas do like a summer camp? When I was a kid, there was a summer camp. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, like down South Street, there's a camp,
Mhm.
but,
Yeah.
children.
No, it was called Sun in the Fun, or Fun in the Sun, and then it changed to be like SEA, like SEA, but then I forget. Maybe summer enrichment activities.
Well, so whatever ideas that they have, these are things we need to
Mhm.
kind of pull together to see if we can work into the plan.
That's more their idea, but, I thought, well, it could come and be an interesting thing that appeared on a
Right.
grant,
Yeah.
something that attractive.
We do
Strong.
something
Yeah.
in the town.
Okay.
So, sounds good. Oh, she's out of my Mrs. not here, so I'm gonna say. All right, I making a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Oh,
So
second.
I'll second, who seconded that?
Somebody seconded it.
I'll second it.
Okay,
All in
Aye.
favor? Aye. Everything's inside out here.